Hi, my name is Tony Gomez, and I'm an arts administrator and working musician from Tacoma. And it's my privilege to be your host for the 2022 Governor's Arts and Heritage Awards. Today we're celebrating 9 honorees from across the state, and we'll learn more about each of them in a moment. But first, an acknowledgement. Today we're filming from the North Seattle College, located on the ancestral lands of the Coast Salish peoples, and more specifically the territories of the Duwamish. We acknowledge elders past and present as new generations continue to practice their cultures and languages in these time-hallowed places. We also recognize the First Nations across the state whose land the awardees work to share art with their communities. And now a word from ArtsWA's Executive Director, Karen Hannon, to tell you a little more about these awards.
Thanks, Tony. We're excited once again to be able to shine a spotlight on the individuals and organizations that nurture and grow this state's unique cultural identity. These prestigious awards were first established in 1966. For over 50 years, they have honored artists, arts organizations, advocates, tradition bearers, educators, cultural policymakers, and many large and small cultural organizations across the state. Last year, we reimagined the award categories to recognize the individuals and organizations who used arts and heritage to lift up their communities during the pandemic. Though challenges remain, we're proud to acknowledge the progress we've made as a state and as a society by returning to the traditional award categories. To begin the celebration of your work and your achievements, here's a message from our Governor, Jay Inslee.
Hi, and welcome to the 2022 Governor's Arts and Heritage Awards. I'd like to first thank Executive Director Karen Hannon and her staff at the Washington State Arts Commission for the care and the continued passion they put into this annual tradition, and for their dedicated work to support our creative economy statewide. This year, we're honoring 9 remarkable individuals and organizations whose work makes Washington such a vibrant and exciting place to live, to work, and to explore. Congratulations to Yegi Michael, Yvonne Johnson, One Reel, Rob Hunt, Dow Constantine, Music Works for Veterans, Carol E. Martha Lee Douglas, Deepti Agrawal, and the historic Lincoln Theater. You'll hear more about them as the program goes on, but this heritage reminds us to preserve the wisdom and joy of our cultural traditions, even as we look to the future. I'm proud to support the Governor's Arts and Heritage Awards for many reasons. We're recognizing the incredible work and the legacy be left by our honorees. Good luck. Let's keep the arts rolling.
This year's Governor's Individual Artist Award goes to Yegi Michael, a public artist whose work has been exhibited not only in Washington, but throughout Africa, Europe, and North America. Yegi's art pieces are also located throughout Seattle, including a painted mural near Pike Place Market and a 45-foot-long wall mosaic in Seattle's Greenbridge Housing Project. Yegi is also the art director for the Delridge Neighborhood Development Association, where he works with disadvantaged youth, teaching them real-life skills through art. Beyond his work as an artist and educator, Yegi is also a community events organizer. Every year, Yegi promotes local artists and musicians for the Delridge Neighborhood Development Association's Arts and Nature Festival. Because he's an inspiration, a mentor, and an award-winning artist, Yegi Michael receives the 2022 Governor's Individual Artist Award.
My art is a meditation on my life experiences, family, and community. Inspired by history, culture, and ancient memories, I combine these elements to create a vivid story about humanity. I'm grateful for this award. I thank my family, friends, supporters, art community, and coworkers. A special thank you to my coworker, Molly, for nominating me for this award. I would also like to express my gratitude to the Governor's Office and the Washington State Art Commission. Thank you.
The second 2022 Governor's Individual Artist Award goes to Yvonne A.K. Johnson, Executive Director of the Spokane Valley Performing Arts Center. Since founding the organization in 2015, Yvonne has helped to fill an artistic niche for the underserved urban and rural areas of the inland Northwest. She's more than doubled the Spokane Valley Performing Arts Center's operating budget. Her artistic leadership and business acumen were recognized by the Spokesman Review when they named her a 2021 Difference Maker. The following year, Spokane Coeur d'Alene Living Magazine named her one of 2022's Women in Business honorees. Yvonne not only successfully led Spokane Valley Performing Arts Center through the pandemic, but she has also been instrumental in securing facilities for the future. She is now spearheading a $36 million capital campaign to build a multi-use, technologically advanced performing arts center for the city of Spokane Valley. For her passionate, steadfast work as an arts organization leader and artistic director, Yvonne A.K. Johnson receives a Governor's Individual Award for 2022.
We have a mighty village at Spokane Valley Summer Theater that serves our community and region with love and light for generations to come. A special thank you to our talented creative, production, technical, and administrative teams that make dreams come true. On behalf of our entire company, I am deeply honored to receive a Governor's Arts and Heritage Award. Thank you.
This year's Arts Organization Award goes to One Reel. Over 5 decades, One Reel has produced events, concert series, and theater opportunities that have shaped Washington's cultural landscape. From 1972 to 2019, One Reel produced the popular Seattle Center Arts Festival known as Bumbershoot, which has seen tremendous growth and is now an iconic Seattle event. The Summer Nights concerts at the Pier from 1991 to 2005 brought in thousands of locals and tourists, contributing to Seattle's waterfront vitality. One Reel's resume also includes Pianos in the Park, the Family Fourth at Lake Union, the Jimi Hendrix Guitar Festival, the Seattle Art Museum's Black and White Ball, the Goodwill Games Arts Festival, and so many more. These all speak to One Reel's mission to increase participation and opportunities for artists and audiences from all backgrounds, and to leave a lasting cultural legacy for the future. For its continued work to this noble mission, we're happy to recognize One Reel with a 2022 Governor's Arts Organization Award.
What began as a group of actors traveling to public parks to perform in a fold-down stage in the back of a truck evolved into a resilient arts organization that has entertained generations of audiences and advanced opportunities for artists and arts organizations in our community since 1972. That means One Reel has spent a half a century defying expectations and changing the rules for what an arts organization can accomplish. From our current programming like Art Saves Me and Public Display, to Pianos in the Park, Summer Nights at the Pier, Family Fourth, WOMAD, and of course Bumbershoot, our programming shares a common theme of making arts accessible to all. This award is for all those who have contributed to our mission and to the doers and dreamers who have made it possible. We thank Governor Inslee and the Washington State Arts Commission in recognizing One Reel's past and present contributions to the arts. This recognition, as well as the important funding you make possible to organizations like ours, is a godsend. Thank you.
The Governor's Arts Legacy Award for 2022 goes to Rob Hunt, the executive producer of Village Theater in Issaquah. Thanks to Rob's vision and leadership, what began as a small community theater in 1979 has grown into one of the leading regional theater companies across the nation. Rob has overseen the construction of 4, soon to be 5, arts facilities in Issaquah. And through a collaboration with the City of Everett, Rob is expanding Village Theater outside of King County. His legacy includes Village Theater's nationally acclaimed Village Originals program, which has produced over 180 new musicals, including 2 Tony Award winners. He also developed the wildly successful Kids Stage program, which has inspired more than 1 million youth in Issaquah and Everett. For his 43 years at the helm of a beloved, successful, and growing regional theater company, Rob Hunt, you received the 2022 Governor's Arts Legacy Award.
I've been privileged to lead Village Theater for the past 43 years, and I am honored to receive this recognition. It has been a team effort, and I want to thank the boards of directors, the incredible staff, the donors and subscribers, and the cities of Issaquah and Everett for their commitment to bringing quality performing arts and arts education to their communities.
As a strong leader and lifetime champion of the arts, King County Executive Dow Constantine receives this year's Governor's Arts Advocacy Award. Over his lengthy career, Dow has used his political capital to preserve, nurture, and advance the arts. Whether helping to save historic theaters or supporting the preservation of independent live theater venues, Dow has championed working artists, creatives, and the cultural vitality of King County. His commitment was never more visible than during the pandemic. Under his leadership, King County passed the first arts COVID recovery funding in the entire state, awarding $2 million to 4Culture and $750,000 to independent live music venues. And when funds became available through the Federal American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, Dow quickly distributed $34.9 million to the struggling cultural sector throughout the county. Dow understands and speaks strongly about the value arts bring to the quality of life for Washington residents. For his continued commitment and his legacy of support, the 2022 Governor's Arts Advocacy Award goes to King County Executive Dow Constantine.
It is an honor to receive the Governor's Award for Arts Advocacy. As a son of a visual artist, I was raised in a home that valued art, music, theater. I was trained in jazz, but developed a love of popular music and rock and roll like most kids, and that led me to the college radio station. That's where I met my wife, and today we're raising our 8-year-old daughter in a home that also values the arts. For communities to be vibrant, have a vibrant arts presence, we need to support artists and arts organizations, but also the places where art happens, the places for people to create and to perform and to display their work. Thank you for this award, and let's keep working together to create those vibrant communities.
Beginning in 2012, Music Works for Veterans began holding informal music jams for veterans and their families in Thurston County as a way to build community and support. For this continuing work, it receives the 2022 Governor's Arts Community Organization Award. Collaborating with community centers such as Cowlitz Tribal Center in DuPont, Lakewood Gardens in Lakewood, the Lacey Veterans Service Hub, and the Quixote Veterans Village in Ording, the Sound Vet Jams provide safe havens and a nurturing place for active duty military, veterans, and their families who may be facing trauma. Many participants say the opportunity to create music together helped them form a trusting social bond which supported their transition to civilian life. And for its progressive and continuous work with veterans in community, the 2022 Governor's Arts Community Organization Award goes to Music Works for Veterans.
I'd like to thank you for this award. I want to thank our veterans, families, and service members who have given so much for our country. I want to thank Music Works for Veterans team members and community partners. I want to thank ArtsWA, Lakewood Gardens, Veterans Family Fund of America, and many, many more. And I'd also like to share that the impact that Music Works for Veterans has on our community, which introduces veterans and families into the healing benefits that music can bring into their lives.
In Snohomish County, we recognize Carol and Martha Lee Douglas as the 2022 Governor's Individual Heritage Award honoree. Carol is a world-renowned master weaver and advocate for basketry preservation. Her specialty is coiled baskets that tell the personal story of her Northern Arapaho and Seminole cultures. Her baskets are in many notable collections, including the Brooklyn Art Museum, the Montclair Art Museum in Newark, New Jersey, the Autry National Center in Los Angeles, and the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art in Kansas City, Missouri. For years, Carol has taught at the Weavers Teaching Weavers Northwest Indian College in Lummi, Washington, helping to grow and preserve the tradition of Native basket weaving. As a tradition bearer and heritage artist, we recognize and honor Carol and Martha Lee Douglas with a Governor's Individual Heritage Award for 2022.
Hi everyone, I'm Carol and Martha Lee Douglas, Northern Arapaho and Seminole basket weaver, a resident of the Seattle area for 34 years. I would like to thank Megan McDermott, the person that nominated me, my family, and the Washington State Arts Commission for recognizing me and my work. And I would also like to thank all the basket weavers and encourage them as they carry on the tradition and culture of basket weaving so they can carry that on for our future generations. Thank you.
Our second Governor's Individual Heritage Award goes to Deepti Agrawal. Based in Bothell, Deepti is a world-renowned expert in Madhubani painting. She's also a successful art entrepreneur, educator, and philanthropist. Deepti was selected as a master artist in the Center for Washington Cultural Traditions Art Apprenticeship Program for the last 4 years. A celebrated speaker on the Humanities Washington Speakers Bureau roster, Deepti not only talks about her traditional art form, but also passionately describes how the paintings reflect the belief systems and stories of a small region in Northwest India. She has been instrumental in the Indian art movement of Washington State and serves on the board of the Friends of Asian Art Association. For her long-standing work in traditional art projects, for contributing to successful and meaningful public events, and for her passionate commitment to cultural awareness, Deepti Agrawal receives the Governor's Individual Heritage Award for 2022.
Thank you, Governor Inslee and the Washington State Arts Commission for this prestigious honor. I owe it to the true keepers of the legacy who over centuries have ensured that the tradition stays intact and is safely passed down. I am here today because of the incredible support from Humanities Washington and ArtSWA, who have helped me ascend on my mission to shape creatively dynamic, culturally rich, and socially sensitive individuals. The non-profit organizations like King County Library System, Seattle Art Museum, and Kirkland Arts Center have tremendously helped me in my early career to bring under spotlight my traditional practices and their importance in adding to the cultural vitality of the state of Washington. I thank you immensely for your generosity and support.
The Governor's Heritage Organization Award for 2022 goes to the historic Lincoln Theater, located in Mount Vernon. One of the last surviving vaudeville houses north of Seattle, the historic Lincoln Theater is recognized as a key player in the revitalization of downtown Mount Vernon. Built in 1926, much of the theater has been renovated to preserve its historic significance. The theater's front of house was renovated even as the theater was shuttered by the pandemic. And since the 1920s, the theater has been an essential arts venue in the Skagit Valley. Today, it hosts over 30,000 attendees a year, serving a diverse audience. From films to educational programs for children and adults, the theater has been a consistent community resource for 102 years. As an historic building, a home for cultural activities in Skagit County, and as an economic hub for downtown Mount Vernon, the Governor's Heritage Organization Award for 2022 goes to the historic Lincoln Theater.
My name is Roger Geetson, and I am so honored to accept the Governor's Heritage Award for Organization in 2022 on behalf of the Lincoln Theater Center Foundation. We wouldn't be here today without our dedicated staff, over 300 volunteers, 700 members, our grantors, the NEA, ArtSWA, Skagit County, and many local private foundations, the Lincoln Theater Board of Directors, the City of Mount Vernon, our Skagit County Commissioners, and above all, the performers, students, and community members who have graced our stage since 1926.
Thanks so much for joining us for the Governor's Arts and Heritage Awards. They simply would not have been possible without the participation of many people. Starting with you, thanks to those of you that submitted nominations. Each award begins with those of you who take time to tell us about nominees in your community. It's not too early to begin thinking about next year's. Also, a big thank you to our sponsors and supporters. We recognize valuable partners like Arts Fund who make events like this possible. The Governor's Arts and Heritage Awards is just one of many programs and services that ArtSWA supports. You can learn more about ArtSWA's arts and education programs, grants to organizations, the Art in Public Places program, which you can explore online through My Public Art portal, as well as the Creative Districts program, the State Poet Laureate, and the new Wellness Arts and the Military program, all online at arts.wa.gov. Thanks.